Ireland's team remain the half-forward line of Trevor Giles, Graham Geraghty and Jim McGuinness. Match referee for this Leinster football semi-final is Brian White of Wexford. The first recorded meeting of these two teams happened in 1712 on the hill of Slane, and that'll tell you how long this great rivalry exists between neighbours Louth and Meath. Today it's a Leinster Championship semi-final. Louth record their very first point in this Leinster semi-final, scored by big midfielder Clonagale man Jerry Curran. 24 seconds gone. Alan Rooney passed to the number 9 and he found the target.
The change there would set up that score. Colin Kelly's playing centre forward on Barry Callahan, and Alan Rooney is moved up to left half forward, which is more or less as expected, and Stephen Mealy has gone back to a wing back where he'd be used to playing.
So obviously Louth are planning to expose Barry Callahan and his lack of pace perhaps in the central position.
Well, I suppose if anybody knows anything about Meath, it would be Paddy Clark, who of course has been managing Kilmaine and Wood for a number of years, so he'd have a good line on most of the Meath players, and particularly Ray McGee, who we would have managed to a Meath Senior Championship 2 years ago.
Conor Martin's kick out. Nigel Nestor is in the thick of it, so too is Ken Riley. Taken away from him by Graham Geraghty. So they're free for Louth, and underdogs, real underdogs like Louth are, wanted to start impressively. They've achieved their first ambition at Croke Park today, and another point would be of great benefit. Colin Kelly, as Colin pointed out a moment ago, wearing number 12, but playing at centre forward. That goes wide. Louth manager Paddy Clark there with the glasses and sunglasses attached, beside Eugene Judge, his co-selector. Far better kick out this time by Conor Martin. Louth playing with wind advantage in this first half. Spraying it around, finding Stephen White, good intelligent ball. Now comes the chance of a score, but it's gone wide again. And perhaps Stefan, in hindsight, would have been far better off playing that ball around. Stephen Mealy now playing in defence, despite wearing number 11 on Meath's Jim McGuinness. See here with these kickouts that Conor Martin against the breeze, it's finding it a little bit difficult. A chance by Ollie MacDonald, and that's another wide. That's 4 wides in the space of 3 minutes and 13 seconds. But Louth doing well.
Yes, and winning all the ball at midfield, and obviously have a policy of shoot on sight, but a very awkward wind blowing into the Nally stand there. They need to move the ball in a bit closer. Meath has switched their 2 cornerbacks. Mark O'Reilly has started on Stephen White.
So tactical games being played all over the pitch. John McDermott is fouled. In fact, I think the referee is acknowledging that he was shouldered out over the sideline, so it's going to be a line ball for Louth. Colin Kelly once again the playmaker. Using Ken Riley. Carl O'Hanlon. The Louth players that I spoke to during the week were adamant, despite being ranked outsiders, they were going to give it a real go. Need I say more? Great point by Louth. Probably the greatest underdogs of the championship season so far have started with 2 points on the scoreboard. It was O'Hanlon that set up Stephen White. What about this for a score? Dropping in, Conor Martin saw it go over the crossbar. Trevor Giles. John McDermott. Screen combining nicely. To Ray McGee from Kilmainham Wood. Chasing after him, Nicky Malone. Goal scorer against Offaly. And one that he lobbed in. Hammed in, thanks to Graham Geraghty setting it up, we'll remember. John McDermott again. Steadying himself. Having a shot. Sending it easily wide. Would there be any possibility, a danger, that Meath would underestimate Louth?
Well, I don't know whether to underestimate them, but a team which is at such commanding odds to win a game, they find it very hard to motivate themselves. Louth, on the other hand, have certainly an advantage in that, and it's obvious in the first 5 minutes of the game.
Point scorer Jerry Kern. A race for Stephen White again. Mark Riley did well. It's going to be a sideline ball for Meath. Stephen White, one of the main scorers, the main scorer for Louth. Darren Fay. Up towards Nigel Nestor. Giving it on to Paddy Reynolds. Chasing after him, Alan Rooney. And lovely walk by Alan Rooney. Great play. Ken Riley. Already this is a far better showing by Louth. There's a chance here of a goal if he can feed him quickly. Carl O'Hanlon to beat Conor Martin. It must have been easier to score. Had to be. And no wonder Sean Boylan would go for the bottle, because this was a gift-wrapped chance for O'Hanlon. He was unfortunate that it came off the post.
Slip by Donald Curtis there, nearly proven expensive for Meath. Paddy Reynolds losing the ball going upfield, but Louth playing with a lot of cleverness too, switching the ball from one side of the field to the other and catching the Meath backs at this stage.
Enda McManus to McGuinness. They're hassling. They're putting pressure on this Meath team. Good play here by Louth. Great start. Ollie MacDonald. Twisting and turning. Trying to send it down towards Alan Doherty. Donald Curtis has the situation under control for the Royals. Nigel Nestor. The referee now gives him the free. Trevor Giles going to take it. The two big number 8s run into position. Geraghty took his eye off it. There's a boot there, and there's going to be a free for Louth. Graham Geraghty and Ken Riley just getting into a slight entanglement. Centre-back John Donaldson takes the free. It's a long, lengthy one indeed. Nicely gathered by Barry Callaghan. He wanted the return. Now he has it. Ray McGee showing for the ball. Surprised a rather high challenge by Nicky Malone. Malone exposed here by McGee. Back to Giles. Chance of a point not taken. That's 2 wides for Meath. An uneasy start by Meath, but nothing really to worry about yet. Remember, just 8, almost 9 minutes gone now in this first half. Presented it to John McDermott, who in turn gave it back to Nicky Malone. Colin Kelly. That's a superb ball if it reaches the target. It does. Alan Rooney did very well, cleverly keeping it in and then giving it away yet again to Conor Martin. Donald Curtis in trouble here. It's more of the conditions than anything else. Alan Rooney did very well here because his momentum was going to carry him, but cleverly just passed it forward. Barry Callaghan again. Easily read by Breen McPhillips in Newtown Blues. Two Louth players, no calling. Touch of silliness by Louth. Trevor Giles. Tommy Dowd. All alone, Brendan Riley. And yet another wide. Still no score by Meath, and they certainly have had their chances. Time for a quick swig.
It's noticeable though that Barry Callaghan is staying in the centre-back position, Colin Kelly moving all over the pitch. So Louth will be trying to get Colin Kelly loose down the wings. Obviously Barry Callaghan going to hold his position in the middle.
Barry's opposite number, John Donaldson. Touching the ball last. John McDermott going to take the sideline kick. Again, almost a gift-wrapped ball for Raymond McGee. But Louth have it. And under severe pressure, get it out first, Jerry Kerr. Good block down by Trevor Giles. But it's a sideline ball for Louth. Aaron Hoy, goal scorer and a point scorer against Wicklow. Ball hopping awkwardly for Alan Doherty. John McDermott. High challenge by Colin Kelly as the Meath man was going down. And Aaron Hoy becomes the first player to be booked. At least I think he's just noting it rather than booking him. This is this new personal foul rule. Here's the incident again. As the Meath man went down, it was a high challenge there by Aaron Hoy.
This is very hard to understand this booking thing because Aaron Hoy probably should have been booked there, whereas Stephen White I've seen has been spoken to already, and as if the referee has told him that's his first offence, whereas Nicky Malone got away with a very dangerous tackle on Raymond McGee, which merited a booking straight away. So, you know, we can have the ludicrous thing in this game where a fella pull a jersey and gets booked, another fella does a dangerous tackle and doesn't get booked at all.
Good ball up towards Tommy Dowd. In the middle, Trevor Giles. Looks for the second time at the post, and for the second time he finds the target. Meath register their first point. It took a while, all of 12.5 minutes. Nice play here by Meath. Giles had all the time to look at where he wanted to deliver that ball.
Yes, a standard Meath point in that the man in the corner always plays the ball back out the field. We had the same thing happen a minute earlier with Brendan Riley. You could see when the ball was on the other side of the field where it was going to end up. He missed, Trevor Giles didn't.
And I state again, remember Meath are playing against the breeze in this first half, and it's quite strong. Breen McPhillips was fouling Tommy Dowd. Free for Meath. Sean Boylan just having a word with Enda McManus. I think he wants McManus and Paddy Reynolds to switch when the opportunity arises. This is Trevor Giles. And that goes yet again to the left and wide. Meath keep the pressure on Louth. Graham Geraghty. And not surprisingly, Meath are level. And somehow, it just looks so easy for Meath. This was a well-taken score. Graham Geraghty given that little bit of time to look at where the goalposts were. Nigel Nestor just deflecting it away from Colin Kelly. Barry Callahan finding touch. Aaron Hoy again, the person that's going to take this. Big Ken Riley from Stepan and Parnell's, giving it to his clubmate John Donaldson. Testing ball indeed. Well taken by Meath. Donald Curtis. Barry Callahan and Mark Riley. Paddy Reynolds joining in. Pass given away to his opposite number 7, Aaron Hoy. Colin Kelly, nice skill, nice little sidestep. Not a good ball, however. Enda McManus reads it easily. Trevor Giles, back as usual, helping out in a defensive role. Green McPhillips. And John Donaldson, he'll deal with it. Ken Riley. That's great running off the ball by Louth. We have it here, however. Alan Doherty comes forward looking for possession. Paul O'Hanlon can't reach it. Donald Curtis can. Meath now seem to be in more control of proceedings. Taken off the ground by Alan Rooney. Over anxious. Championship football and pressure are all combining to force the error and give the free to Trevor Giles. Tommy Dowd. Back to Ray McGee. Meath traditional style, as Colin O'Rourke was saying a moment ago. Corner forward, giving it out to the wing. And Ray McGee sends it just to the right and wide.
Yes, Ray McGee showing a lack of confidence there. Really should have had a go first time for that one. Had to turn and then was going for a point from a worse angle when he really got around to shooting it. But he'd be better off for himself just to have a go.
Jerry Kern to Aaron Hoy. Into the space again. Alan Doherty gets there ahead. Paul O'Hanlon can't reach it. Stephen White and Mark O'Reilly. And Riley does so well. Donald Curtis helps him out, but all of that is a free for Meath because Alan Doherty went in on Mark Riley, and that's a foul. This is the incident again as Mark O'Reilly went down. In come Alan Doherty, no question.
And the Meath backs have settled down well, and the half-back line are always getting in before the forwards from the break off their own full-back line, which is the way you need your half-backs playing.
Nicely picked up by Colin Kelly. Great block down by Barry Callahan. Comes to Alan Doherty. Looking for possession. The goalkeeper comes out. Comes down to Colin Kelly and Stephen Paul O'Hanlon. Trying to turn, taking a shot. And a point for Louth. Dundalk's Cathal O'Hanlon gets his name on the scoreboard, but there's always this sense of anxiety in the Meath full-back line. Good score by O'Hanlon here.
Yes, a high ball there. Conor Martin probably should have stayed on his line, came out and jumped down and broke it. It could have ended up in the net very easily.
Nigel Nestor. Referee had to give him a free. Trevor Giles aiming for Brendan Riley, knocked away from him. Plenty of Louth backs, including Nicky Malone. Play anywhere talent from Lanlear. Aaron Hoy. Now they're playing some very intelligent football. It's a good ball again for Stephen White. Loud man gone down on the ground. But meanwhile, Stephen White cracks it past Conor Martin for a wonderful goal. Louth are so determined that today is going to be their day. This is a peach of a goal. Just watch Stephen White, willing to take on all of County Meath and crash it into the net.
Well, a brilliant goal from Stephen White, one of the best finishers in the business. Mark O'Reilly and Darren Fay got their signals mixed up. Both of them left him. Each of them thought that the other was going to take him, left him with a free run in on the goals, and of course Stephen White is the best in the business, nearly at finishing. Stephen White is doing a lot of damage. He's moving from his right corner forward position across to the left corner and picking up a lot of balls, so he's doing causing a lot of problems there in the Meath full back line.
Happy Paddy Clark, good tactical awareness and knowledge, I'm sure, of Meath and Louth football, has helped create all this space. While Stephen White was going through, Alan Rooney got involved in a bit of a schmozzle with Paddy Reynolds, but that seems to have now been thwarted as Louth concede a 45. This is the incident again, as the fullback really probably should have done a little bit better here, Gareth O'Neill. And Graham Garrity happy, I'm sure, with a 45.
Yes, and Gareth O'Neill should know all of these players very well. Of course, he plays his club football in Navan with Simonstown Gales.
Responsibility for the kick on the 45-metre line rests with Trevor Giles. It was almost agonizingly the weight, that is, for the ball to drop over the crossbar. Just Stephen White's goal separating the teams. Sean Boylan, I'm sure, not particularly happy with the overall performance, and concerns about his full back line, I'm sure, foremost in his thoughts. John McDermott. But I state again, just in case you've joined us, Meath are playing against a very strong breeze here at Croke Park in this first half. Testing ball for Niall O'Donnell. Good confident play by Louth. Colin Kelly. And getting the return. Now comes the long ball again. Up towards Stephen White and O'Hanlon. Alan Doherty, injured in the process. Trevor Giles. Ball down towards Tommy Dowd. Well won by Brian McPhillips. He played under 21 last year and this year. Ball for Stephen White. No free, says the referee. Stephen White, in fact, or rather Brian White has given the free to Stephen White. Just with the din and the noise here at Croke Park, I didn't hear the whistle.
Well, Louth are playing very intelligent football, switching the ball from one side of the field to the other, very similar in style actually to what Meath are trying to adopt. At the moment, Louth are doing it better because they're much hungrier for the ball. Meath certainly not as sharp as they were in the game against Offaly when they fought 2-0 for everything. It seems like Louth are doing it today.
Colin Kelly scores another point. His first, however, for himself, but the fourth point of the game for Louth. 4 points again between the teams. The referee Brian White has halted play as Darren Fay seems to have problems. Sean Boylan is running out to meet him to check. And it seems to be, I think, a head injury of some sort.
That's not looking good. Oh. Darren Fay would be a huge loss to Meath if he has to stay off the pitch.
And Graham Garrity has gone back centre back. Barry Callahan is now full back. But Darren, it just appears by those pictures, seems to be in quite a lot of difficulty. Nigel Nestor. Meanwhile, Meath continue on with 14 men. Referee again blows the whistle. As the treatment continues for Darren. Just hard to judge exactly what's wrong. Meanwhile, it's Ray McGee to Brendan Riley. Jim McGuinness wants it to the left. An easy ball again for Niall O'Donnell. Jerry Kern is available. The man who scored one of the fastest points in the Leinster Championship this year. It's a great ball to Alan Rooney from RD. Looping it in long and high, but very much wide. It seems that Darren is able to resume. It would appear as if he's suffering from some sort of concussion or
yes,
an eye problem.
It looks like that, and Dr. Owen Clark there, they don't seem to be too happy to allow him to go on. Sean would always consider the player's best interest first.
Well gathered, as now they're playing like men inspired at the moment. Playing not alone just good football, but a good tactical game as well. Good play by O'Hanlon. It's a line ball for Louth when he had lost possession.
Yes, again, the problem there, Colin Kelly coming short, taking all those passes from his half-backs in midfield. At this stage, I'd say Sean Boylan will be probably telling somebody to pick him up a lot tighter, because he is linking up very well with his inside forwards.
John McDermott seems to have also a major problem, and his attempt a moment ago to stand ended in failure. This is what happened to John McDermott as he went up for the ball. There was a slight collision and fell very awkwardly, and he really has a major leg problem there.
Well, the problems are mounting for Meath. I suppose if you took the 3 or 4 best players over the last few years, you picked Darren Fay and John McDermott as 2 of them, and here we have the 2 of them in trouble before half-time.
Mick O'Dwyer looking on very anxiously, just wondering what will happen to Meath, as Meath are going to introduce a substitute. Let's go down to the sideline.
Yeah, it seems that Stephen Dillon has been warming up for the past couple of minutes. He's about to come into the fray.
Nigel Nestor, meanwhile, relieves the pressure on his county by holding possession up. Paddy Reynolds, I think he wanted to give the pass to, and the old back flip is not allowed in Gaelic football, and Louth have it again. There is no question that Louth at this moment in time have the initiative. They've got to maintain it though, to beat hot favourites for the Leinster title, boys from the Royal County.
Meath couldn't get to half-time half quick enough at this stage, while Louth would really want to get another couple of points to push home their advantage.
Jerry Kern giving it back to Aaron Hoy, feeding it in again intelligently for Stephen White. Mark O'Reilly knocking it away. In fact, it was Stephen that knocked it away, so it's a sideline ball for Meath. Stephen Dillon still warming up along the sideline, not yet introduced. Great work here by Breen McPhillips. It's early days, but what a transformation for Louth in terms of their overall performance when you compare the way they played against Wicklow. And that sort of shooting was what we saw that day in County Louth against the Garden County. It's a total of 7 wides now for Louth.
And just an update on the John McDermott situation. It seems he's got a bad knock in his leg, but they're going to try and get him through as far as half-time. Do a quick stitch-up job on him and see is he ready to come out for the second half.
Great fielding by Alan Rooney, but he didn't look where he was kicking it. It's an easy ball for Mark O'Reilly. Graham Garrity now operating at centre-back. Over towards John McDermott. Well batted away by Gareth O'Neill. Good defending by Nicky Malone. somehow manages to get it out for Aaron Hoy. Graham Geraghty is fouled, and I think that the crowd in Croke Park, particularly loud people, greet that decision with a certain amount of displeasure. This is the incident again. Let's just see, as that tackle came in a little bit late. There came the trip rather late from Aaron Hoy. And now Graham has problems.
Yes, and he has a problem with that ankle as well all along, and it's heavily strapped at the moment, so again the difficulties for Meath mount up. I suppose they'd be delighted to get to half-time. They could be farther behind at this stage.
So it's Trevor Giles that's going to take this free. Again, most unusual for him. Nowhere near the goalposts. And Darren Fay seems to be back on. Yes, he is. So Darren Fay is back on and operating again, marking Cathal O'Hanlon. Nigel Nestor only knocked it down to John Donaldson. Alan Doherty judged it perfectly. Paul O'Hanlon given quite an amount of time, and it's a terrible waste because he gives it straight to Trevor Giles and turns the old cliche attack into defence. That's a high challenge by Ken Riley, and Ken is going to be booked, no question about any doubt in our minds as regards this decision. And Brian White booking the Sabannon Parnell's man. Here's Jim McGuinness. No effort here to play the ball. High challenge. Had to be a booking. Jim McGuinness has come down there, and the referee again has blown his whistle as the two players combined. Nothing dirty, but just really hard and very much championship football.
Yes, and a good decision by the referee to stop the match immediately. Both of them noticeably went down very, very quickly and stayed down, so glad to see the referee blowing it up and allowing attention for the two players. Both of them went full belt for that one, and both of them seemed to be badly injured.
Let's just watch this again as Jim McGuinness came in and Brian McPhillips. You can see it was a hard shoulder, elbow into each other. Nothing dirty, just really tough. So Jim McGuinness seems to be all right at least, despite holding the elbow. Brian McPhillips from Newtown Blues still receiving some attention. One of the new up-and-coming players in County Louth. Under 21 this year for the wee county.
Clashes like that, upper body strength is very important, so the work that Meath have been doing in the gym over the last year probably valuable. Oftentimes in collisions like that you often see a collarbone getting broken.
That lovely man with the cap and the glasses is the famous Peter McDermott, a great footballer in his day, known as the man with the cap. And amazingly, back in 1962, he was the match referee for RTE's first television game. It was a challenge match between St. Fechin's of Louth and Walterstown of Meath, a charity game for the missions, and he was the referee. And amazingly, while he's here today, 36 years ago, Louth won that charity match. I wonder, will it repeat? And Paddy Clark, he just let down his mobile phone because he's been making contact with somebody. I'm sure it's not a substitute being called in, but obviously somebody up in the stands looking at it from another view.
And Peter McDermott, Marty, there also has the unusual distinction of playing in one All-Ireland the year after he refereed one.
Meanwhile, it's back to the action. Nigel Leinster, Trevor Giles, Jim McGuinness, and a fresh air by Jerry Kern. I'm sure Trevor will say, well, I really meant it for John McDermott in the first place. Niall O'Donnell. Just into injury time now here at Croke Park. And that injury has upset the concentration and the rhythm of the game, as Paddy Reynolds now is going to take this sideline ball. Barry O'Callaghan into the space for Tommy Dowd. Did well to gather it. He was at full stretch. Gareth O'Neill with him. Louth have it under control, Ken Riley, but he only gives it straight out to Barry Callahan once more. Into McManus. Louth would need to concentrate very much now just before half-time, not to concede a major score. Well, major might be a goal, but they have conceded a point. Jim McGuinness, the scorer. Well, Meath dominated the last minute or so of play, and well worth that point.
Yes, but it was a poor clearance from the Louth defence that gave the ball to Meath. If Colin Kelly is going to be moving away from the centre forward position, there's no point in Louth kicking the ball straight down to where his man is going to be on his own.
Ken Riley was two options, and that was the third, and I don't think he'll like it. Again, that ball into the space for Tommy Dowd. Will he reach it before the sideline? He will. Crossfield ball for Brendan Riley. Will Brendan Riley reach the sideline before the ball? He won't. And the Louth supporter just adding his words of encouragement, I'm sure, to Brendan Riley. Sideline ball to the wee county. Sideline concentration by the Meath Selectorial Committee. Aaron Hoy did well. Again, Cathal O'Hanlon is the target. There's nobody in around the goal mouth. He's going for the point himself, and that is a great point by Cathal O'Hanlon. Any mistakes previous have now been wiped from the slate, as the wee county rejoice as we are surely bound for the half-time. 4 points now between the teams. A big boost to Louth and to Cathal O'Hanlon's confidence.
Yes, Louth doing very well by playing the ball down low into a position under the Hogan stand here, and both Cathal O'Hanlon and Stephen White are always showing out in front for it. The breakdown for Colin Kelly, knocked out of his grasp by Donald Curtis, I think it was, that actually got the punch in on the ball. The free is quickly taken to John McDermott, but I think, as Colin O'Rourke said during the commentary, Sean Boylan will be happy to get his players in, because it has been a far from impressive show by one of the real hot favourites. They're down at half-time thanks to a goal and a point by this man, because there's 4 points between the teams. Louth lead by 1-5 to Meath's 4 points.
Eugene Judge, Louth selector. A very physical game, but not a dirty game. I'd say both sets of players will be happy to have the break for the second half.
Yeah, I think so. I agree with you there, Micheál. It's not a physical, it's not really a dirty game. It's a physical game, but that's because of the conditions, Micheál, you know. But at the moment, things are going well enough for us at the moment.
Very important score there by Cathal O'Hanlon, just coming up to half-time.
That was a great score for us, but I mean, we know we have to be 4 or 5 points ahead. We're going to need all the scores we can get, because we know Meath's pedigree. So it's going to be very tough the second half, and they have the breeze as well, like, you know.
Breeze seems to have dropped slightly, do you think?
Yeah, but I think once the shower comes along, Micheál, the wind gets up, and it looks like it's going to get up again, like, unfortunately, but Louth.
Best of luck, Eugene.
Thank you very much.
So plenty to talk about in the dressing room, plenty to talk about in Croke Park, and certainly plenty to talk about at home. We'll be back with the second half after this break. 1910, Louth won a Leinster semi-final against Meath. Jack Clark was the selector, and today his grandson Paddy Clark is the Louth manager. So there's a lot of tradition, a lot of perhaps links between Louth's successes. Will history repeat itself? 88 years later. Jerry Curran. And Louth would want to start brightly if they're going to continue on in this game in the dominant position. Brian McPhillips leaving it for Gareth O'Neill and takes the pass then. Stephen Meath. John Donaldson. Good intelligent ball again to Colin Kelly, doing the Meath Tommy Dowd trick of the first half into the space. Aaron Hoy taking a shot which is going over the bar. Would you believe this performance by the Wee County? They've only got another 34 minutes to maintain, and they could produce the shock of the 1998 championship in any province. Louth now lead by 5 points, 1-6-4. Let's go straight down to the sideline.
To clarify the situation on Darren Fay, it was an actual fact concussion that he suffered from, and he thought he could run it off, but at half-time they decided that he couldn't go on any further.
So Sean Boylan obviously putting safety of his players as a priority, and again some players slipping. Louth this time experiencing that effect, as Darren Fay, I'm sure, is really disappointed in there with Cormac Murphy and Martin O'Connell and company. But Sean Boylan again showing why he's such a successful manager, caring for his players, number one. Some pushing by Graham Garrity. Right. Saying you, and Graham Garrity saying me. And now they have sorted out the issue, and Graham Garrity gets the free. Goes back towards Raymond McGee. The chance here of a point, and it's gone over the bar. And Louth, I'm sure, will protest at this, because Louth defence had relaxed and we're going into a forward position.
Yes, an extraordinary decision there. The referee gave the free to Louth, and when all the Louth players had moved upfield, he gave it the other way, and it caught the Louth backs off guard.
I'm amazed that Brian White actually reversed his decision. And I know he will say that there was an initial mistake in the direction that he waved his hands. It's given a bit of a spur now to Graham Garrity and his colleagues as he looks for somebody. Stephen Dillon to Raymond McGee. It's there for somebody, Stephen Dillon. Now the referee has blown his whistle, and I'm sure perhaps it's going to be a hot ball. Hot ball it is. Well won by John McDermott. Giving it to Tommy Dowd, who loops one of the Dowd specials over the bar. That's Dunderry's first point in this Leinster Championship semi-final. This is good work here by John McDermott, giving it out to Tommy Dowd, and it's just the way he seemed to scoop that one in over the bar. Kick out is down the middle. Graham Garrity. Over towards Trevor Giles. Oh, that's lovely football to Tommy Dowd. Trying to chip it in over Niall O'Donnell's crossbar. And Dowd has scored 2 points in very quick succession. And it gives me the edge, mentally, if not quite yet, on the scoreboard.
Louth have had problems with their kickouts today. Niall O'Donnell, of course, is a guard, and Navan most of his kickouts have gone to Meath players, and he should be really keeping them out of the midfield area altogether.
Now Louth have it. Colin Kelly. Nicely knocked away by Alan Doherty. Picked up by Donald Curtis. Paddy Reynolds lending assistance. Back to Donald, who wasn't quite expecting it. A high challenge there by Alan Rooney, but eventually comes to Graham Garrity. Over towards Stephen Dillon. Tommy Dowd wants it quick. Green McPhillips trying to stay with him, and Dowd is emerging as a real match winner. 3 points for Tommy Dowd. And remember, he had failed to score in the first half. Dowd is doing a demolition job on Louth, and unless they quickly remedy this situation, Meath would very quickly be in the ascendancy. 1 point between the teams. And again Niall O'Donnell goes for the middle, and again John McDermott sails into the air. Nigel Nestor. Louth have to survive this onslaught by Meath. Ray McGee did well, but he touched along the ground, and it's going to be a free for Louth. John Donaldson about to be challenged by Brendan Riley and robbed by Brendan Riley. A free for Meath. Paddy Clark and Eugene Judge know that if they can survive this blitz, they could well create the shock, but they are suffering at the moment at midfield and in defence. A chance for Meath to level, wasted by Raymond McGee. Tom Boylan still looks worried.
Yes, well, Meath have had plenty of problems, but when they needed a bit of leadership and needed something to grab the game by the scruff of the neck, Tommy Dowd has really done it for them. So what they need now is a few other players to do the same. Louth really have been much the better team for most of this game, but Meath very much within striking distance now.
Punch clear. Gareth O'Neill. Well played. Comes to Alan Doherty. He's trying to find Carl O'Hanlon, but the pace of the ball was a little bit too much. But the intention and the idea was a good one. Colin Kelly can't hold it. Donald Curtis fails to do it as well. Picked up by Colin. Good block down by Nigel Nestor. There's a Louth man gone down off the ball. Graham Garrity can't reach it. Pushing by John Donaldson. Tommy Dowd wants to take it quickly as Meath step up a gear. Over towards Brendan Riley. He gets inside Gareth O'Neill. There's danger written all over this. Still Riley tries to chip it, but amazingly sends it wide. And he knows more than anybody else that he should have done better.
Yes, I think Brendan Riley was in two minds there, whether to go for a goal, because there was plenty of room inside and men running for him, or take an easy point. In the end, he didn't do either, but Meath spraying the ball across the pitch as is their want in the forwards and catching the Louth backs out.
Better kicking this time by Niall O'Donnell. At least it sprays it over towards the left channel as such. Knocked away. Raymond McGee again. He has support. Graham Garrity is one. And that is going wide. And the referee has in fact overruled his umpire. And he is putting the flag up. Well, that's two decisions now by the referee that will agitate the people of Louth. The first was giving the free as such in the wrong direction earlier when Graham Garrity seemed to have been pushed. He overruled that, he changed his mind. And here, a point by the same player, Graham Garrity, that was signalled wide by the umpire, was overruled by the referee. I wonder what does the umpire think. The sides are level in Croke Park. 10 minutes gone now in the second half. John Donaldson. Ken Riley to Stephen Mealia to Gareth O'Neill. Trying to flick it on. Alan Doherty knocking it sideways to Gareth O'Neill. Colin Kelly trying to open up the space to Carl O'Hanlon. Willing to take on Enda McManus. Still O'Hanlon. Willing to chip a point. Yes! Good score by O'Hanlon. His hat-trick of points in this Leinster semi-final brings Louth back into the lead. The concentration on Cathal O'Hanlon's face says it all. He took on Enda McManus. Now look at the way he kicked this ball. With the side of the foot, he knew exactly what he wanted to do.
Very good play there by Colin Kelly as well, getting the ball and spraying it out from the midfield area. Both forward lines playing similar style of football.
And Niall O'Donnell came out of his goal off camera as that ball was about to be taken out, or kicked out rather, and he told Brian White that Brian McPhillips had major problems